And welcome back, Air Acolytes, to episode 6. Is it episode 6? Episode 6 of the live-action Avatar: The Last Airbender television show. It is called Masks. I don't know why, but it is called Masks. The masks we wear. Let's get right into it. All right.
Yeah, let's do it.
This dude right here, VHS Chase, he is my friend. He is my colleague. He is in for another episode of Avatar. Here we go. So the episode is called Masks, and it starts out with a flashback to Iroh and Zuko with hair.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. They have a scene because Zuko is going to get to go sit at the big boy table at Thanksgiving, and he's going to set in on a war planning meeting, as most young men love to do. But he's just supposed to sit there and not say anything, which is what we expect at the big boy table.
But he's directly asked.
He
Well,
is.
that's the thing. He's told to say nothing, and then he is directly questioned.
Yeah, he's told to say nothing. He's told he does not think he has to prepare. And then his dad's like, "What would you do in this situation in which lives hang in the balance, son?" Should we do this? Wrong! Your disappointment, and I hate you. Ozai's not going to win any Parent of the Year awards, especially after promoting Zhao to Admiral Douchebag. So he's a full admiral now, and look at how smug he is.
He's great. I'm sorry. I love him even more.
I am now in charge of this ship, and I'm gonna make it go where I want to go. So he takes over command of Zuko's ship. I try to find the least flattering screen caps for these episodes.
Yes,
that's a conscious choice. He takes over command, and he goes after the Avatar and says, "You're not in charge anymore." Zuko raves to his former underlings, "Why are you listening to this guy?" Ah! And then he leaves. And Iroh basically says, "You've been through more with that boy. And that boy does not respect us. If he respected us, maybe we would stand with him." And that kind of sets up the story of the episode right there.
It's a fair point he made, too. Because he treats him like garbage.
G has a point. At least at right now he does. Because then we go back in time again, and we see Zuko at the big boy table, and he's put on the spot. What would you do? I would do this. Shut up. You don't know anything. Let's sacrifice these men. Zuko's like, that's a terrible idea. That's a bad plan. It's a bad plan. You're a bad man, and I'm telling mommy. It does not go over well, and Zuko is told the only way to settle this is with an Agni Kai.
Sir, I've got a quick question. Can confirm or deny that we get to see the backstory of Ozai's wife and Zuko's mother? Do we ever get that addressed in the animated series?
I'm glad you asked that question. Okay, I'm glad you asked that question.
Oh.
And that's what happens to her.
We're going to move it back now. That's a good gag. Let back. All right. This show is it's turning into the live action Avatar series. Everything's just all over the place.
Don't touch anything. There we go.
We're good. I have control issues. Anyway.
So yeah, that's what happens to his mother. The definitive answer of what happens to Zuko's mother.
Okay. Because it's a fair question for me to ask, right? I mean,
it is a fair question, but you know what? To everyone who knows, there is a character that is talked about in this episode who has never appeared in the animated series, but appears in the sequel comic book series.
Oh, okay.
Who has something to do with that mystery.
Right,
and
okay.
I personally, whenever I saw this character show up, I was like, I wonder, is this going to be something the live action series picks up? Because if they want to differentiate themselves, that would definitely be a good one. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. So where were we? Anyway, an Agni Kai is called. Meanwhile, Aang is trying to save Sokka and Katara from Ko, the face stealer. Yeah. And he goes to Roku Island, where he is not met with the warmest welcome. Because
the Fire Lords are supposed to be peaceful.
Yeah, well, under Ozai, they have kind of become a little let's just say, Fire Nation nationalist in the way, and they treat Aang with like fireballs. But he is saved by a loyal acolyte who believes in the Avatar and takes him to the shrine of Roku. And then, of course, we got to check in with Crazy Star-Nosed Mole Lady, who is on the tail of Aang, because we have 20,000 plot lines that were left by the last episode. She gets like, by the way, 5 minutes. That's all she gets.
Yeah. It's a big issue.
She had more time devoted to her in the animated series than she did in live action, and the episode was longer. How does that happen?
Yeah, I don't understand. It's definitely a weakness of the episode.
It is, and I've been saying some really, I don't want to say mean things, just kind of an overall disappointment with the interpretation of Iroh in this series. I don't think it's bad. It's just, I don't think it's Iroh. And I know that's me and my bias, but I have to say, it's my second least favorite interpretation so far, because my most least favorite interpretation is Avatar Roku, who comes off as some kind of jolly Santa Claus in this episode.
Yeah, what's with that?
I don't know. It's like he comes out of the Kung Pao movie, just like 1, 2, 3, 4. Taco Bell, product placement at Taco Bell.
It's almost fourth wall breaking, that scene, because you're like, got a gag, let's laugh. You know?
I looked at the camera. Ha 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 ha. Who are you looking at? I don't know. I'm crazy. So yeah, Aang talks to Roku, and Roku says, one of the previous avatars stole this little talisman from Ko, and Ko's been salty about it ever since. Take the talisman back to Ko, and maybe Ko will let your friends go. Yeah. And then you can all be friends. I'll talk about that later. But Aang, I don't want to spoil things, but Aang gets his first kiss in this episode, and it's with tongue.
Yeah, he didn't really enjoy it, I don't think. Was it? Yeah, was exactly going to be a?
That's not what I was expecting. I need an adult. I need an adult. Oh, this is the adult that came, though. Sorry. He is knocked out by the star-nosed mole. I don't know. It's got like he's got some kind of poison dart in its tongue.
I love that idea though. With that,
I did too. I did too.
Well, because that's straight from the animated, isn't it?
Yeah, I did too. It's just in real life though, especially in the still, it just
it looks rather perverse. Though I will say he is safe in her hands because he's a little bit too young for her. She tends to like the more elderly gentlemen.
Even Aang's face is just like, really? She is into older gentlemen, and she's got the hots for Iroh too. Which, can you blame her?
He's a good-looking man, and you know what? I'm going to defend his because he's one of the strongest characters for me in this live action. He really is.
Iroh?
I just dug this interpretation. And I use that word specifically. It is an interpretation.
I know it's an interpretation, and I just need to let it go, but I won't. So anyway, Iroh and Zuko have the Avatar, and they're going to go get their honor back, but oh no, they've been douchebagged again.
Yeah.
Because Admiral
He's so
Douchebag
smug
is waiting.
all the time.
He's
so smug. I love it.
Punch him in the face. But he comes along and he de-avatars them. And takes the Avatar with him, going.
He's a bit much too early.
Yeah, a little much.
Yeah.
But
surprised he didn't tie him to a train track somewhere.
But we do have a new character. I have no idea who this is, but I have to say,
could it be?
Very interested to find out more about this blue spirit fellow who goes to rescue Aang. Oh, wait, he's not rescuing Aang. He's holding Aang hostage. What a man of conflicted ideals. So, yeah, we all know who the blue spirit is. I thought this was a really good thing.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite scenes because I very much like the blue spirit episode of the animated. It was one of the ones that really stand out for me. I just love the whole kind of breaking into something and pulling it out and the twist at the end of it. And they did pretty close to those action scenes. How they get to the point to the gates is exactly what they did in there. And it was a well-staged scene. They do their action very well in this series.
It was a phenomenal scene, and it ends with Aang and the Blue Spirit taking off, and Aang discovering, much to his shock and no one else's, that the Blue Spirit was actually Zuko.
Yeah.
Coming in to sabotage Zhao to meet his own ends, because Zuko does not like Aang. Zuko does not like Zhao. Zuko hates Zhao more than he hates
everybody.
Aang.
Yeah. But I know you're leading to this scene, but to me, that scene between him and Aang, I dig a lot in the cave.
Yeah, it was a good scene. I really liked it. Just trying to find commonality with your enemy. That's what Aang would do.
Yeah, and it's Zuko who takes that scene. He really carries that scene because it's him who is conflicted. It's him going one way and then out of fear, being aggressive immediately because he can't process what love and friendship is.
No,
he doesn't know what it is.
You can't really blame him because his idea of love and friendship is fighting your father with fire fists. The Agni Kai, Zuko, is forced to fight his own father unexpectedly. He doesn't want to, but his father forces him. And right before hitting the killing blow on his own dad, he hesitates. And that is enough for his dad just to beat him and teach him a very severe lesson. And that's never going to get better if he doesn't stop picking at it.
No, never. And it's a really powerful scene in the sense of like, this man is pure evil at this point, and it's, there's even a shot of the sister and it's just a close up of her. She's not doing anything or saying anything, but she's processing it. And you can almost see in her eyes, she's processing it and then accepting and enjoying the moment.
She's got what I took from her. She's got a Wednesday Addams thing going right now.
Yeah, like
she's just like, I like that my brother is being burned. It excites me. But yeah, Aang has a heart-to-heart with Zuko, says, we don't have to be enemies. We could be friends. Zuko's like, burn, die, hate, honor!
You feel like a tantrum. No, we can't be friends. Nah. So
I don't want your stupid bald head. I want to burn you like a match.
So yeah, let's just do the highlights.
Yeah.
Aang gets Sokka and Katara back from Ko, who okay. I hated this part of the episode so much. The Ko storyline just like went nowhere.
Nowhere.
Here's your toy back. Okay, thank you. Here's your friend's back. Sorry for the misunderstanding. I'm called the face today. I didn't like that at all. But what I did like was the conclusion to Zuko's arc, because his men discover, thanks to Iroh, that they were the Legion that the Fire Lord was willing to sacrifice. And Zuko was given them as a punishment since he cared about them so much. So the only reason why their entire detachment is alive is because of Zuko. And when Zuko arrives, they greet him respectfully with brand new respect. That's the best scene in the series so far.
Yeah, I love it so much. And I love the guy who's playing the first mate. What's his name again?
I just said it.
Yeah, just said it. Sorry.
Yeah, it's
either way, he's a really good actor. He's really good with his facial acting.
He's got a very distinctive look to him. Like, you instantly pick him out when he's in a scene.
He's really good. I hope to see him in more stuff because he's really, really good.
Yeah, and I want to check his IMDb, see what else he's done, because I swear I've seen him before.
Yeah, no, the best scene, yes, in the series. I won't disagree with you on that one. Fantastic.
Yeah. So the episode ends with more monologuing, and during the monologue, I'm kind of falling asleep during. Iroh makes the discovery that his nephew likes Halloween masks. I don't know why he was considering this. Like, oh my goodness, my nephew is the Blue Spirit. Also, what is the Blue Spirit? I've never heard of it.
I thought it was quite lovely, that scene. From a hero's perspective, they spend a lot of time in this series really trying to sell the love that he has for his nephew and that relationship. And I don't mean that negatively. I do think it works very well in this format. Because it's not something we get to see a lot of in live action series, is, pure love between, an uncle and a nephew, that kind of relationship. And Yeah, I'm in.
I've
like
come to the conclusion that anytime the live action Avatar is about Zuko and Iroh, it works. And whenever it focuses on Aang, Katara, and Sokka, it seems to fall apart. Because every single scene with Zuko was great. Every scene with Aang was not. And I'm not saying anything bad about our boy Gordon. I love Gordon. I respect Gordon. I think Gordon's doing the best with what he's being given, and what he's being given, it's not great. So I am not disrespecting any of the actors in this. They are doing the best they can.
Yep.
Hopefully it gets
writing
better.
Choices.
Hopefully it gets
directing
better.
And writing choices is why that's happening. But let's face it, this series, you know, when you're talking about it's doing the Katara so dirty has put such a stain on this entire series.
Yeah. Well, we got some news the other day that the show's getting new runners for next year, or for next season. I think that's a good thing, because I don't think that the people who were running this were right for the show. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm not saying they're not talented. I'm just saying I don't think they were right for the show. So maybe Netflix is listening to the incessant whining and crying from the fans like myself. And maybe we'll get more quality next year, or maybe it'll be worse. Who knows?
I believe they will listen, and I think you'll find that Katara has a stronger presence moving forward.
I hope so.
Yeah, and I think they'll learn from, okay, we did this. I mean, some of the maneuvering that changes they've made have been positive, but overall, change for the sake of change and condensing episodes has been fraught with a lot of issues.
I would rather see more episodes, to be honest. Which I know these things cost a lot of money, but not everyone has to be a visual spectacular, guys.
Exactly. We can have a little bit less action and a little bit more character development.
A little bit less CGI Appa, a little more gang in a styrofoam tunnel. I'm fine with that. Yeah. I'm fine with it. Just Okay, so that wraps it up, guys. Episode 6, we got 2 more to go. And then we're going to dive head first into season 2 of animated Avatar. Oh, I can finally stop being so guarded about Azula and the favorite character that's coming up in the second season that we're going to get introduced to fairly soon. So,
you know, and I'm looking forward to that delicious donut of season 2 in that string in front of my head. I can actually get to it now. Because that has been the hardest thing, is not watching any of it.
I have been torturing this man since January. He was like, all right, we can do the second season. Oh, no, wait. There's a movie by M. Night Shyamalan we have to watch. Oh, bloody hell. Okay, fine. I'll watch that terrible movie. Now we watch season 2. Oh, no. Now there's an Avatar, the Last Airbender live action series we're going to watch. Okay, we talk about the season, 1 more episode. Oh, no, we're going to do them all individually. Bloody hell.
It has been a long journey.
Yes. Oh, I hate you, and I want you to get struck by lightning.
Well, put it this way. I've been talking to the emus about it, so don't come down here very soon, all right? They're going to be, why didn't you let him watch season 2? Either way, no, I'm really excited about that. That's going to be good, because I have a ton of questions that need answering. But I get the feeling they're not all going to get answered in season 2. Oh, no. So, you know, I've got a bit of a journey to go on. And let's be honest, I mean, we don't stop at the end of this series, because we've got to go to the Legend of Korra, right?
Yes, we do. And news broke today that the new animated Airbender movie that they're making is going to be called Aang, the Last Airbender. And even though we're getting almost all new voice talent because the actors have aged out of the roles, unfortunately, Dante Bosco is returning as Zuko. So we are getting one of the OGs back.
And I'm just like, well, I think my message when you sent me that message was, well, I already love this movie.
Yeah,
that's it.
I
love it straight away.
So anyway, we'll be back next week with another live action Avatar deep dive, I guess. Not too deep, though, because we don't want to get too deep into the show.
What's the name of this episode, by the way?
The name of the next episode? I don't know. the Northern Water Tribe or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's called condensed plot lines.
Condensed plot lines out of 8 episodes, smushed into one like one big gooey sandwich.